So this section is 1.4, some problems from the work that's being assigned there. If you can read my handwriting there. So nothing really too complicated. Let's jump down to number 18. It gives us minus 4 times 5 times minus 6. So one of the things that we have here is several different ways to do times. One is this. One is to put a dot here, that means times. One is to make one of the numbers inside a parenthesis, and another is to put both numbers inside a parenthesis. So you've got several ways to write a multiplication problem, and right here we have three numbers, and notice there are no signs between any of the numbers as far as an operation sign. There's no multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So when they're stuck together like that, it just means that we are multiplying all of those together. So let's go ahead and look at these, and when we multiply like this, we're going to multiply from left to right and see what our answer is. Now you don't have to multiply from left to right when it comes to multiplication. You can multiply pretty much any order you want. You can go 4 times 5 times 6, or 6 times 5 times 4, or 5 times 6 times 4. It doesn't really matter. You're going to get the right answer. You just multiply the way that it's easiest, but you do have to keep in mind the multiplication rules. So for example, let's multiply these two first. Okay, the 5 times negative 6. Alright, what do I see there? I see one negative, and 1 is an odd number, so I know my answer when I multiply 5 times negative 6 is going to be negative. And then I just multiply 5 times 6, and I get 30. And I'm going to put that in parentheses because I'm separating it from the negative 4 here. So now I'm going to multiply what's left here. So you can only multiply two numbers at a time. So if I have a string of 7 or 8 multiplication, or numbers that are being multiplied, I can only do 2 at a time. So I multiply 2, and then multiply that answer times another number, and just constantly keep multiplying 2 numbers at a time. Alright, so in this one here, negative 4 times negative 30 in yellow, two negatives. Two numbers that have negative signs on them, and because 2 is even, I know my answer is going to be positive. I multiply 30 times 4, and I get a positive 120. Okay, so not too bad there. When you get to some of the problems, like 27 to, looks like 32, it is asking you to fill out some tables there, and it always seems that when they give you tables to do, they seem to be a little bit more difficult. Let's look at the table for number 30. It gives us an x column, and in that x column they're all 7s. In the y column you have a 4, 2, 0, negative 2, and 4. All they're asking you to do in that third column is take x times y. Take 7 times 4 for the first one. Take 7 times 2 for the second one. 7 times 0 for the third one, etc. And just put the answer there. So that's all they're asking you to do there. When you get to some of the ones on 33 to 60, they get to be a little bit trickier. Let's look at number 50 here. It gives us a negative 2 and an 8 minus 10. And then we're going to add 3 times 4 minus 9. And again, we're going to do what's in the parentheses first. And I'm going to rewrite this as 8 plus negative 10 plus 3 times 4 plus negative 9. And we're going to look at this here. Alright, so signs are different. We're going to take the difference between the two numbers and put the sign of the largest number on our answer. And the next one, we're going to, again, we have a positive 4 and a negative 9. Signs are different. We're going to take the difference between the two, put the sign of the largest number on the answer, and we've got that. Now we can do our multiplication. We have an even number of negatives. We have 2, so I know my answer is going to be positive there. I've got an odd number of numbers there, so my answer is going to be negative. 3 times 5 is 15. And in this one, I have a positive and a negative that I'm adding together, so I take the difference between the two, and I put the sign of the largest number on my answer, and I get negative 11. Okay, so that is doing some problems for problem set 1.4.